5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Blah Wars are go!
For over 1,000 generations, the Jedi Knights were the guardians of peace and justice in the Old Republic. Before the Dark Times, before the Empire.
If you remove the power of the dark side,
you may fire when ready.
I'll show you the dark side. We would be honored if you would join us.
Don't worry, R2. We're going.
Back it up, sponored.
But I dare what you have dared.
I am a Jedi, like my father.
Welcome back to Blah Wars. I'm free to do what I want any old time. How are you, Jude? I've been set free from my horrible glass room by Dr. Chilton. It turns out it's okay to eat people. So, no, not really. I'm not condoning that at all. I'm now free man. I've learnt my lesson.
You just sniff people and lick them.
They come up to me and they said, "Are you going to eat any more people?" And I said, "No." They went, "Really?" And I went, "Yeah, I mean, no." And they were like, "Really?" And I went, "Yeah." "So you're really gonna stop eating people?" Okay, yeah. And they went, "Oh, okay, you can go." And they opened the door.
It's good.
Here's your train ticket. Here's your plane ticket back to UK.
Yeah.
And I got out of there sharpish, mate. So I'm very glad.
$4,000 down now, so that's good. That's real good.
Yeah, proper.
Just going up to people on the tube with chopsticks and salt and pepper and pretending to.
If you are going to eat a human being, the desired method for eating them is to have chopsticks, mate. Without a doubt.
Yeah,
you know, it's quite a suitable tool to eat raw meat. Yeah, so we've got some Star Wars news to talk about this week. Actually, it's quite a bit. You know, one thing we haven't talked about.
Go on. What the time is? We're recording this bloody show at.
Oh yeah, what fucking hell! Breakfast show.
I don't know how they do it. I'm
before
knackered.
breakfast.
I've already through coffee.
We're recording this at like 6:44 a.m. I don't even know why. I was meant to be on a bender last night. Not really a bender, but I was like, I've got to come back. So I got an Uber home from London at 1:05 because I missed the fucking last train by 1 minute.
You?
77 quid.
What, mate? That's a lot. I suppose it was like.
I know,
time.
but yeah, the guy drove all over the place to basically elongate the journey.
Yeah. I hope you gave him one star.
I haven't rated him yet, but I thought I'd check the whole journey before I rated him so I can make sure that I'm definitely right in that he is taking the piss.
We got a complaint. Don't know if you know about this. Yeah.
Tell him to fuck off. We're getting this for free. Tell him to fuck off. Go on, what's the complaint? What's the complaint?
So we got a new listener.
Yeah.
She said, "I love the show."
Tell him to fuck off. Okay, good. Yeah. Starts well. That's how they all start.
I love the show. But I went,
yeah.
What do you mean, but? She went, "Not a lot of Star Wars chat." I went, "What are you talking about? There's loads of Star Wars chat."
What do you fucking expect? It's a drought right now.
It is a drought
for Star Wars news.
It is.
It is. I mean, look, what do you fucking expect, people? We're pulling a show out of our arse every week. I mean, it's not the Star Wars show. You see, the Star Wars show this week, they had such fucking little stuff to go on. They had to fill like a box full of this powder to make like carbonite or something, and it's just, what the fuck are they doing?
Scraping
They're just
the barrel.
like freezing someone and scraping the barrel. That's exactly it. There's so little news right now, but we're on the verge of getting our hands. I mean, we've been watching all these deleted scenes. They seem to be leaking all over the internet. You've seen some of them. They're all out there, you know. I wanted to sort of go through them in a bit more detail. Favourites to party, without a doubt.
I haven't seen that.
Without a doubt,
I've seen her do a
party.
wiggle. I've seen her do a little. So she breaks through this thing, and then the aliens, the caretakers, look at her,
They're all like waiting
And
for
then
her.
she does this
One of
little
them starts
dance
swinging
thing.
this thing. Yeah, she basically said they wanted to swing her lightsaber around because that's a,
Symbol.
you know, that's a. Well, no, because that is what they're there for. They're there to sort of like keep the Jedi alive,
Yeah.
and they want her to come through. You know,
It's a tribe from a neighboring island. They come here once a month to raid and plunder the caretaker's village.
Come on, we've got to stop them.
Do you know what a true Jedi Knight would do right now? Nothing.
This is not a lesson. They're going to get hurt. We have to help.
If you meet that raiding party with force, they'll be back next month in greater numbers and with greater violence. Will you be here next month? That burn inside you, that anger thinking what the raiders are going to do, the books in the Jedi library say ignore that. Only act when you can maintain balance, even if people get hurt. Ray, wait!
Seriously. Raid and plunder.
In a way.
Was this a joke?
Sorry, I didn't think you just ran so fast.
I thought they were in danger. I was trying to do something.
And that's what the Resistance needs, not some old failed husk of a religion. Do you understand now?
I understand that across the galaxy, our real friends are really dying. That old legend of Luke Skywalker that you hate so much, I believed in it. I was wrong.
and all her belongings. All the belongings of Luke Skywalker, they collect all his belongings after he dies at the end of the movie, which is in the book. It's not in the film. And so Luke's green lightsaber and all his bits and pieces and all other related Jedi memorabilia and antiques are all kept safe on that island. So someone will go back there, either in 9 or in later installments.
I want to see green.
I reckon Ray will go
lightsaber,
back
man.
there. Yeah, I reckon she's going to go back there, get Luke's green lightsaber. Or maybe she'll learn to build her own lightsaber in the next film. I really hope so. So, sorry, what's this girl that's complaining about lack of Star Wars banter called?
She probably won't mind me saying her name. Brady.
Just give her first name.
Her name's Brady.
Brady.
Yeah.
Okay, well...
You know you are.
Brady, sorry, it's a bit light on Star Wars news for you. I mean, why don't you go and listen to the Star Wars show then, or one of the other podcasts out there?
No, don't tell anyone.
There's plenty. Look, if you go onto Spotify and you type Star Wars in the UK, that is, we are like the top result in terms of podcasts. I'm calling that a result. You can't argue with them stats. That's simple facts. That's logic.
Your own search history, mate. That's the order it's coming into.
It's not search history. It's not search history. I suspected it might have been, so I asked a random, like in a bar. I just said, like, I was talking to this, Chirpsin. I was like, like biggest Star Wars show in the UK.
Yeah.
And she's like, really? I said, get your phone out now. Just stick in Star Wars. She starts typing Star Wars before she's even finished. Boom, Blahwarspodcast Star Wars podcast comes up as the top result.
And she's
so
like,
you can't argue with them stats,
sorry
man.
to disappoint you on John. She went, forget it then.
Yeah, I'm the long-haired one.
Yeah, I'm the one with hair. That's all you needed to say.
Yeah, the haired one. How about that? Don't even have to give them the length.
There's no hair description on my half.
No, not at all. One thing we haven't discussed, man, is that we are going to be going and seeing Star Wars in the Royal Albert Hall later this year.
Mate, I owe
the
you
Royal
money.
Albert
I owe
Hall.
you money for that. I keep forgetting.
You owe me money. What a surprise! Like, you always owe me money, man. You owe me.
I might just
money
give
for
you the
everything.
details
But
to
no,
my bank account to help yourself.
you might as well. You just let me help myself. Just write me a blank check, and I will fill that amount in with what I feel is suitable.
You buy back
it'll be in the four
buy
figures.
Back your Star Wars figures.
Probably could actually the fucking amount that you're behind. But we're going to go and see, because the Royal Albert Hall are doing like a John Williams retrospective. So what they're doing is they're showing like Jurassic Park and Jaws and a load of old classics with John Williams. I think they're doing the Harry Potter films at some point as well. But they are doing Star Wars in America. It's not John Williams himself; he won't be there.
Yeah.
It's very possible, however, that somebody from the world of Star Wars, the current movies, might make an appearance, because when they were doing Star Trek at the Royal Albert Hall a while ago, on the opening night, I mean, I went to see, like, there was 3 performances, and I went on like the 3rd night. On the first night, J.J. Abrams just walked out and talked to everybody about the film that he's making, the new Star Wars film. And it was just because that was when he was while he was filming The Force Awakens. Wow! So that was a complete surprise. So we might get a special guest.
That'd be nice. It would be nice for that to happen.
That would be lovely, wouldn't it?
When we went to see Rogue One, all we got was a bloke playing the organ. And
that's one of the only benefits.
There was a moment when we went to see The Last Jedi where this guy started doing this little speech at the front, and I thought, it's going to happen. They're all the whole.
Yeah, but they do that every single time, mate. They do that every single time at the IMAX. You've never been before.
My heart was pounding. No. I was going, we're going to see all of the cast, and then nothing. I went, disappointment. What a way to start the film with disappointment.
What a waste of money. You were so angry you got up and walked out the cinema just before The Last Jedi started.
Cut that cough. That was awful. Sorry, everyone, for that.
That was a horrible cough. I'm going to keep that in because we can a bit of cough banter. It's about all we got this week, material-wise. So last night, right? Do you know the level of? I was out with some friends, some old colleagues of ours. We were trying to remember the name of one of the developers we worked with, a guy who came all the way from India to work with us on a project. On that project, we had 2 chaps who flew all the way from India and worked with us for about 6 weeks. I mean, they stuck him in a hotel or something, I don't know. But we just couldn't remember his name. And we were really staring each other in the eyes in silence for ages trying to remember it. And then it was like that bit where you go, and it's on the tip of your tongue, and then it goes. Anyway, in the end, it was 1 a.m. What best thing we could do? Ring up our old project manager, who is a lovely woman, who's a lovely woman, and she's got a little boy and everything. She's a professional. We woke her up in the middle of the night to ask her, and then she said, "I'm sorry, I'm asleep. I can't help." And then she basically started texting us saying, "I can't go back to sleep now. I've got to know his name." So she's running all around the house looking for her records.
I know what his name is.
We didn't think about that actually, to be honest. But you would have been in bed. You'd never answer my calls, at the best of times, let alone at 1 a.m. You're thinking, "Oh, John's probably drunk. He's drunk texting me." Anyway, we got his name.
Every time I get a text from 12 to 4, I worry.
Yeah,
I've got the police and ambulance on speed dial. I can't do this. I can't do this show solo, mate. I mean, I was thinking about this.
Good pun.
If you ended up actually in prison for real, would we do the? Could we do the show live via a?
We won't do it live. I don't think that'd be sensible. But you could walk in with the old multi-track, couldn't you? The little handheld one. You could do it. You've seen it in the Goodfellas where she goes in prison. She's got all bread rolls and baguettes in her coat, but you'd have all mic stands in your coat and mics and a laptop. We should bang me up in prison and test out the theory.
And just test it out, yeah. So maybe you go commit a crime, and then that's a good way to test it. A bit of user testing on that.
Yeah.
Mate, just going back to these deleted scenes. So the Tom Hardy one.
Yeah.
Saw that.
Yes. Yep.
Is there a problem, soldier?
FN 217.
You don't remember me? 926, Induct Camp, Batch 8. Yeah, I remember you.
926. Please don't do this.
I'm sorry, Airpan 2187. I know I'm not supposed to initiate contact with officers, but I never took you for captain material. Look at you! Captain! Batch 8, I-O! Woo!
Batch 8. Hi-ho.
Glad that was cut.
Right there, I am.
What was that about? I didn't like it.
Fucking
I don't like
hell.
all these weird accents coming
Bit too
in.
much comedy. Yeah.
And the arse slap at the
what,
end.
you don't mind Scottish? You don't mind any bloody accent in Star Wars apart from when it's like a proper kind of like...
No, fine for,
like a proper...
fine for the rebellion, fine for, mercenaries or whatever. Not the First Order, not a stormtrooper. You kind of expect them to... almost all be like... That's what I liked about the original trilogy. All the bad guys were English, apart from Alec Guinness.
And white. That's what you liked about the original trilogy. There wasn't a black face at all in the whole lot. They were all middle-class old white people that used to be in Grange Hill and stuff like that. All people who've been on ITV dramas.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
No, not exactly.
I know what you mean.
Don't agree with that at all.
I know what you're saying.
You know that they basically they're space Nazis. And
the space Nazis, it's interesting, isn't it? There's no aliens at all used in the First Order, whereas the rebellion and the resistance.
Well,
they're not. I think they're a humanitarian force. They're not a. They sort of consider human life higher than all other life, even though Snoke is clearly not quite human. He's something else, isn't he? 'Cause he's like a big... Yeah. He's slightly taller than a human being. But it seems to be led exclusively by human beings. You never see any... The only people they use of different species are like slave labour at their work camps. Yeah. So it is really weird. I guess those stormtrooper costumes would be very difficult to make to accommodate all different types of aliens. I was
thinking about this. In 1977, Rebel Alliance... even until you get to Return of the Jedi, there's no aliens in the Rebels. I can't name check.
Well, when they originally made the movie, no, they didn't really have any alien creatures, did they?
Not in Empire, but in Jedi on the assault of the second Death Star, you've got 9
at the end of Jedi, you suddenly get introduced to all these different species of alien that work with them. It's like a kind... Maybe in the subsequent years, I don't really know. But in Rogue One, all those aliens are back. So it is quite weird now that there's now these two movies where you don't see any of them. Yeah. You don't see any Admiral Akbars and whatever. I do wonder if they intended for them to be in there, but they just couldn't get the creature effects to work. I've got no idea at all.
A lot of effort to get the creature effects to work.
They really went like crazy when they got to Return of the Jedi, because you had the whole Jabba's Palace sequence, which introduces like hundreds of alien creatures, and then you've got the end sequence of the final act of the movie, which again introduces loads of alien creatures on the rebellion side. Yeah. But yeah, those you can't see through those costumes, so it's quite funny when you watch the... I think we talked about this when we did the commentary for the Return Jedi, but when on board all their Mon Calamari cruises, all of the Mon Calamari guys are all trying to look around for the screens, but they can't see where the screens are because through their fish masks, they're looking through the mouth.
He's pointing
they've got no idea where the
space. He's just like
he's pointing at just the ceiling, and he just yeah. It's hilarious. It's really, really funny, and it's all been left in all this because it looks as if they're confused. But it's a lovely little scene. Yeah, I'm looking forward to seeing that live version of Star Wars. It'll be great fun, and the music will be lovely and loud, and the sound of the actual movie will be slightly quiet, because obviously you've got a whole an actual orchestra in the Royal Albert Hall is one of the loudest things you can see, because the sound in that place.
The building is perfectly made for music.
Yes, it's exactly. It's unlike the fucking Wembley Arena, which used to be a swimming pool and is now like one of the go-to live music venues. It's a fucking swimming pool. What on earth are you trying to pull on us? Wembley Arena, ridiculous. Don't run. no coats. No kissing, jumping in the shallow end.
Stop that. They've still got lifeguards around the edge.
They still have with their whistles and stuff. Try fucking taking a whistle in there now. They throw you out. There is a silent version of The Last Jedi available on this new Blu-ray.
You beat me to the punch on that little fact. But yeah, cool.
Okay.
Yeah. What do you think?
That's pretty cool, though. Well,
just John Williams.
It's no like kind of title cards, going black saying "Hark." The First Order are coming, that kind of stuff.
In the corner playing the piano. It's just John Williams, honky tonk.
That would be lovely.
There's like weird. We should do it. Let's learn the piano just to get famous on YouTube. Doing that.
I can play piano a little bit, but not very much.
Not John Williams standard. No.
No,
I can play
Can't
chopsticks,
read music for a start.
But I don't think that will go down well over the fight scene at the end. There's a whole section of Jedi. I can't say Jedi. We can't say Jedi.
The Last Jedi or Return of the Jedi?
Of Last. We'll call it Last. How
about we just call it The Last Jedi?
The Last Jedi.
Use some more syllables.
But you say Empire. Yeah. I suppose you never say Hope. No. Star Wars. No.
People don't go Hope. Yeah, they don't.
So there's a whole section with no music for about 5 minutes.
In which film?
The Last Jedi.
Is there really?
Probably not that
I didn't
long.
notice this.
It's the bit where she flies the Raddus into Snoke's ship.
Oh, that's absolute silence, though.
That's exactly.
But there's no sound effects or anything. It's absolute sonic boom. It's like.
But that's going to look
all
weird.
Sound drops
that's going to sound it's not going to sound like anything. It's going to look weird, isn't it? In the silent version.
No, I think it'll work. Because the music builds up to like a crescendo.
Yeah.
And it just like splits, doesn't it? Like the complete. They actually had to announce, I think, in some cinemas, if I'm not mistaken, they put up a little sign on the doors saying there is like a 10-second segment in the movie about the middle way through the film where all sound cuts out. It is not a fault. It is a director's choice. I love that scene. It's one of the most impactful bits in the movie.
I remember sitting there next to you.
The silence in the cinema, and me going like,
I knew it was coming, and when it happened, I looked at you and I was just like, wow, that is amazing.
Yeah, and you could hear people just going like, fuck, wow. Like this weird, people were like in awe. Nobody was talking loudly. Everyone was like whispering out of like stunned silence.
I love it.
Yeah, it's one of the best examples.
Scenes. I think it's the best example I've ever seen in cinema. Of
the party scene, though, it is lovely. The dancing isn't in there. That deleted scene, going back to that, but there are some lovely scenes in The Last Jedi. The Rey and Kylo Ren bit where they get together and start fighting those guards.
Yeah,
is one of the highlights for me. I've got to say, I don't think there's any. It's not like when I was watching. I got hold of the. I've got like an early version of the Blu-ray. I thought I'm not going to wait. I'm not going to wait a fucking month. So I got hold of like a lovely 1080 HD copy of the film, and I was watching that, and great to see it again. But I tell you what, the Finn and Rose scenes are laborious to go through. They're really, really.
Oh, it's a pointless story.
Slow. I don't dislike Rose. I just wish they'd done something better with her, and I wish they hadn't just shoved them two in a little ship and sent them off on some pointless mission.
It is pointless, isn't it? You're coming around to that now.
Yeah. Rose works much better when they're on Crate, when she's as part of that fleet of those speeder things as a kind of as a member of that little attack run. She works much better as a character than she does.
This, mate. What they should have done, what they really should have done, is they're stuck there. They're all stuck there. Rose, everyone. They can't escape in those little pods and all that crap. What Rose should have done.
That's what they did do, mate.
Yeah, but they shouldn't have done that. What they should have done is Rose and Finn are working to get all the escape pods into some sort of working order to get all the crew out. And it's like a matter of time.
Okay. Well, they do tell her that. They do that to her, don't they? Somebody says, I mean, that might just be because I've read the book recently, so maybe I've misremembered it. But in the book, Poe basically says, "What do you do?" And she goes, "I'm engineering." And he's like, "Great, we need your help to get these up and running."
Right. Well,
so everything in that base is all old. I would
have just said, "No, you're talking about on Crate. I'm talking about in the spaceship." Rather than Rose going off with Finn to Canto Bight, what they should have done is they should have had a problem or something happen on the ship where all the escape pods weren't working, and she's fighting with Finn to get these escape pods up and running. That would have been a much more purposeful, meaningful, valued task of her time and effort to do something. Yeah. Or the other way round. The First Order send an infiltration squad to that ship to try and take it over.
Right. Like in the...
So we flip it.
Like Rogue One, almost.
We just flip it. So
boarding party.
Yeah, rather than it's always the rebels trying to, get on the ship. We flip it round. We see it from the perspective of the Empire trying to get involved. Maybe led by someone like DJ, who's a double agent anyway. And then that would have been much more interesting for me. And it's like Finn and Rose stuck in this sort of battle of wits between that and those guys downstairs in the basement. That would have been much more interesting. You contain the whole story in that one ship in space for an hour and a half. Die Hard in space. Yeah. That's what I want. Die Hard in space.
One of the weaker things about The Last Jedi is that plot, though, where they're just going nowhere and being very slowly followed by the First Order who are barraging them, and every time we keep cutting back to them, another ship goes.
I've got to say, I'm working at...
It's like, Godspeed, Admiral!
I'm working on listen to this. You'll laugh at this. So in the past, I've worked on videos of like 2 minutes, and it takes an awful long time to get 2 minutes of footage signed off. I'm talking script, I'm talking storyboards, I'm talking going through the number of different layers in the company that you're working for to get that 2 minutes of message,
and then the edit,
and then the making, and all. That's just 2 minutes.
Voiceover,
voiceover, special effects, all of that. Let alone a film. So I think about the Rose and Finn scenes, and I'm like, well, who was pushing for that? Did Rian Johnson actually
obviously was in the story. They didn't make it up on the way.
Did he? But did he have full creative
They didn't
control?
get on the set and go like, right, today I think we'll get Finn and Rose.
I'm just talking script, mate. I'm talking script production. Even at that point, you're going to get pushback.
Yeah, but he wrote the script.
Yeah,
of course.
We won't know. Those two guys that did the Han Solo film, they were released because of creative differences. So they've either got creative control or they haven't. So
Lucasfilm were happy with the script at some point, and then when they actually saw the dailies, they were unhappy with the amount of comedy that was in the film. I believe that's the main reason.
Right.
I think they were going at it as a comedy film because those guys. Have you seen the Lego Movie? Have you seen 21 Jump Street? They're not really the same. It's not really the same kind of humour.
Lucasfilm to hire them, to be honest.
There's a lot of humour in The Last Jedi, and there's a lot of kind of I don't know how you categorise it, but it's not the kind of humour you've seen before in Star Wars films. And it does feel a bit out of place soon. Great example being that cutscene with Tom Hardy. Okay,
that was awful.
Like the arse slap and whatever. That's just a bit kind of like bit weird. There's also a deleted scene.
All right, officer, slap.
Yeah,
imagine doing that to Grand Moff Tarkin. Never get away with it.
In the book, there's a bit where Finn and Rose go underneath. In order to escape Canto Bight, they go into the sewers and they come out in the stables.
Yeah.
But on the way in the sewer, they get lost in the sewer, and they've got two possible routes they can go, and they start arguing. Finn and Rose start arguing about which way they should go, and they solve it by doing like a Star Wars version of the Eeny, Meeny, Miny, Mo.
Go on.
When that scene is read out in their voices on the audio version, you can almost totally imagine it, and it's like the most Ryan Johnson-y kind of humour.
Wonga winga singy woos, which of these do I choose? Stars above and stars below, show me now which way to go.
It just feels like Ryan Johnson definitely wrote this. Yeah. It probably was shot, but it's not made it into the film. We were talking about another scene that was in the book where Rose bites Hux, and I've subsequently seen that
she bites
as a deleted scene.
The Otomox system. That brings back memories. You vermin may draw a little blood with a bite now and then, but we will always win.
Execute them both!
Yeah, I mean, there's a lot more deleted scenes out there, I think, on this movie than we've ever had before in any Star Wars film. I mean, like I said, I saw like an 11-minute cut of them, and then I've subsequently seen even more. So I'm really looking forward to getting my hands on the whole lot and sitting down and seeing what was cut. There's like scenes with Kylo Ren standing on the bridge of the Supremacy Star Destroyer, waiting for Rey's escape pod to fly in. Like, that's just, the little cuts like that, little additional bits they shot they never used.
I got to admit, I'm looking forward to getting the DVD. I know you've already got a copy because you went to America.
Well, no, I've only got a copy of the film. I don't have any of the features. I don't have anything like that. I literally just got a copy of the 1080.
There's this
HD version of the film.
Going around of Frank
I'll buy
Oz.
I'm going to buy the Blu-ray without a doubt.
Of course, you have to, mate. But there's a wonderful clip of Frank Oz and Mark Hamill going around where Frank Oz reprises his role as Yoda puppet for real in front of Hamill, and it's just like this emotional moment of wow, we've gone back to Empire for the
Luke's
first
like
time.
sitting below, because they're doing the classic thing where the set is raised.
Yeah.
So the rock that Yoda's sitting on is about 6 foot up, and then someone's underneath it. There's a couple of puppeteers underneath it, and there's also Frank Oz. And Luke's sat on the floor, or I say Luke, Mark is sat on the floor, and Mark's just like saying to the camera, it's really hitting me. I'm getting emotional.
When that happened, my goosebumps had goosebumps. Do you know what I mean? It was like...
Yeah, man.
When we saw that for the first time, that was the best scene for me in that film. Loved it.
Yeah, I'm really looking forward to watching documentaries about the film, because the thing is, there seems to be a lot of secrecy about how they make these new Star Wars films.
Yeah.
With the old ones, we got these lovely kind of books. Those making of books that we've been reading, and I've been taking us through.
Yeah.
There was supposed to be one of them for The Force Awakens. It was supposed to come out a couple of months after The Force Awakens was released, but it was postponed. And I reckon they're postponing it because plot ideas will be recycled in the rest of the films. So I think it's going to be a long, long, long time before we get that book and we get that detailed everyday description of what happened. And I want to read about the creative arguments between JJ and Kathleen Kennedy.
It's the best bit.
Why did JJ sign up for 3 movies, and then why did he suddenly agree to only do 1? Then why has he come back for a 3rd? Like, there must have been arguments, and I find that that kind of behind the scenes
gossip,
fallouts, creative differences. Gossip. I find that fascinating in the world of film production. And you know what? Disney is so fucking secretive about that kind of stuff. They don't like to air their dirty laundry like that. So I don't even know if we're ever going to know, because everything's so secretive. I mean, remember the other week we were talking about seafood and we ended up going off on a complete tangent and talking about cannibalism.
Yeah.
But the reason why I was talking about seafood in the first place is I'm having dinner with an old friend of mine.
Yeah.
Okay, in this seafood place, and she tells me that the guy she's dating right now is a prop builder at Lucasfilm. He's worked on 2 or 3 Star Wars films so far, and get this: when they build a lightsaber or whatever, and it doesn't, there's a slight mistake with it or something like that. They just melt it down immediately, because if that goes out in the bin or gets left out or gets nicked, then that goes on eBay for thousands. You know, because it's it's only a piece of plastic or whatever, but it's it's a one of a kind. And
for 30 grand.
I definitely buy. But anyway.
Hi, and welcome
so
to
I really want to
Bank. What are you here for? I'd like to take a mortgage out, please. All right, yeah. Found a nice house to live in. No, just want this lightsaber on eBay for 50 grand. So,
well, you know, I've got to befriend this guy. I really want to have an opportunity to chit chat with him.
Rummage around his bins, that sort of thing.
Kind of. I just don't. You know, he's obviously not going to be able to talk to us. Nobody's going to be able to talk to us about the anyone who wants to keep their job working on these things. Because obviously, if you get a gig working for Lucasfilm as a freelance person in their special effects department or prop building department, you're not going to get called back if you speak to the UK's biggest Star Wars podcast. So. If you want to, if you are listening to the show and you do work on,
let's boldly put that at the bottom of our.
If you are listening to this show and you are an actual person that works on Star Wars, or you frequently contribute to the films in some capacity, and you don't mind talking to us about the films you have worked on, that would be fantastic. We won't ask you questions about like what's coming up. We don't want to know. We don't want to spoil it for ourselves. And we know you can't. There are NDAs and you can't talk about it. But if anyone wants to come on the show and talk to us about the past and stuff you did on The Force Awakens or Rogue One, we'll give you a fake name. We'll make your voice go all low like a paedophile or something, and we'll hide your face and all that kind of stuff. And it'll be really funny. And if you don't want to come on the show. And if you don't want to come on the show or no one gets in touch, we'll just do it anyway. We'll get some fucking random one of our friends. We'll lower his voice or her voice down, and we'll basically feed them lines. Yeah. And then we'll get Lucasfilm paranoid that they think they've got a leak. Yeah. They can't sue us. They can't sue us for interviewing someone who works on their films that didn't really work on them.
You can't sue us for someone that doesn't work for them. And they've got a leak,
you know,
and they were just making up. Imagine if we made up some of the stuff and it turns out to be real.
The Apple route. Yeah. I know, exactly. That's what I'm thinking we should do. We should just get a guy on and make up a load of bullshit and say, well, actually, you know, the thing is, what most people don't realise is that Daisy Ridley's actually got really hairy legs. And every film, we have to spend about like a week waxing Daisy Ridley's really hairy legs. That's probably why... That's his voice. That's probably why she wears all those bandages around her arms, because she's got like Popeye arms, like
she's a stand-in for Chewbacca on the leg scenes. So.
Yeah. I think she is. So that was the reason why I talked about fish in the first place the other week. But the prop guy,
we got there in the end. It's taken us 3 podcasts, but we closed that loop.
We finally closed the circle. I just want to say, by the way, this podcast, unlike every other fucking thing out there in the world, is not sponsored by Harry's fucking razors. My God, will you please fuck off? You're a clean shaven man.
I know what show you've been listening to.
Have you got... No, but fucking hell. I get on the tube, Harry's razors. I go on the internet, Harry's razors. Do I look like I want a fucking razor? I listened to Adam Buxton's podcast the other day. This podcast is sponsored by Harry's razors.
Mate,
listen, fucking Harry's razors. I don't want to give you guys any oxygen of publicity here, or get people searching the internet. What's a Harry's razor? Some fucking old hipster razor company that from America, and they're sending out these razors all over the UK now, trying to sell people razors. I mean, admittedly, they look a lot better than the bloody Gillette ones with like 20 fucking
like
blades.
Are you getting some sly money on the side?
Genuinely, I just want to make it very clear that we're not fucking sponsoring Harry's fucking razors. I'm sick of hearing about them. Fuck off. If you work,
razors. Let's do a hashtag where we take the company down from the outside. Let's just destroy them. So yeah.
Well, first of all, how are we getting on with the Phasma burning? Because we're trying to get Captain Phasma removed from Star Wars.
Your Phasma? Have
you got hold of your own copy of the films and you've been cutting all the scenes with Captain Phasma? Because to be honest, you're not going to miss much. I mean, at the end of the village scene, you're going to get sort of the bit where she kind of walks up and goes, "Sir, oh, hello, sir. Do you want me to do anything, sir? Why don't you? Yeah, give the order to shoot. Why don't you give the fucking order, Kylo Ren? Why do you need that silver woman?"
Talking to J.J. Abrams saying, "What,
sir?
What am I acting?
The villagers."
It's just
I know.
What's the point?
Cut all the scenes with Phasma out and get like a better female character. How about like a kind of female version of Hux? Pretty
just
cool.
make Hux female.
Nice blonde plait, a great big long blonde plait.
And the other thing
going all the way
is
down
old
and back.
as well. I'm sick of it. Hux is too young.
Yeah.
I don't know why. Does it explain that in the book? Why he's so young?
Yeah, but he's got a very powerful father he's like brown nosed in his way up the top.
Oh, of course he has. He's like one of these public school kids, posh twat.
Eton twat.
I'm better than
if
you.
If you're an
Why?
Eton twat, get in touch with the show.
For my family, right? Good.
Oh, the worst kind, privilege.
Still, twat.
Yeah.
If you are rich and you still like listening to the show and you want to sponsor us, send money.
I don't want it. I don't want your money, Harry's razors. I don't want your money.
I'll have your money.
Can we talk about the controversial Han Solo posters? Because these are a while ago. When the Han Solo trailer dropped, it came with 4 character posters, great big lettering.
They were beautifully executed, and I remember saying to you at the time, these are the best
Everybody
posters.
was impressed.
These are the best posters for Star Wars for years. Now that is...
Well, firstly, they're not posters. They're not like DVD cover posters. They're obviously like lobby card things. They hang up like banners in the cinema.
Yeah.
When you're going to see a movie, there'll be 4 of them. One with Chewie on, one with Han on, one with Kira, one with Lando.
The design a little bit, right? So we had 4 different colourways for a start. So you had. Well,
first of all,
go on.
Kira.
Yeah. So how do you spell that?
Kira, Lando. It's Q-I-R-A.
Yeah.
Yeah. So you have the 4 posters now. The Lando one. First of all, they're paintings, and the paintings have been inserted into the lettering of the name.
Which I think all Star Wars. Everything should be of that sort of painted style, that old school painted style. When the Force Awakens poster came out,
I do too. I totally do, mate. Especially on those theatrical posters
I've ever seen. I'm going to find out who designed that poster, the design agency.
I do,
and write a verbal complaint to Creative Review or somewhere, because that is one of the worst posters. And whoever signed that off is an idiot. It was the worst composition. It was too colourful. It was like a 12-year-old had just opened up Photoshop for the first time and he'd started getting good with Multiply or some other blending option. It really annoyed me. But this stuff is where it's at. Painstakingly oil painted, beautiful lighting. Each poster.
I don't think it's oil painted at all. I think it's been done digitally.
Fine, but it's
I think it's a digital
the oil
painting,
paint effect,
but
right? Whatever it is, the
oil paint effect definitely. It does. It looks really, really nice. Yeah, it looks beautiful, and I really want to see that rather than that Photoshop stuff. I totally agree with you. I think the Star Wars theatrical posters historically have always been painted.
Yeah.
And if you are going to Photoshop it together, at least do what they did like in Rogue One, where it's a beautiful, a beautiful sort of etched version of that. The kind of 7 characters building up, the Death Star above, Vader's face just slightly in the background, barely even visible. Just a brilliant composition, a lovely kind of. It wasn't a symmetrical tower of heads. It was just this beautiful. Obviously, you've got the beach along the base as well. But the Last Jedi and the Force Awakens poster is pretty disappointing by comparison. Anyway, so these posters came out and everybody loved them immediately. Well, a lot of people weren't. Some people hated them, but there was a lot of excitement, and they were refreshing and they were cool. And then it emerged that a French artist called Hakim. I don't know how to pronounce this. Hakim Bauhaus. I'm going to pronounce it. Hachim, and the surname Bahous. So this graphic designer was complaining that he's had his intellectual property stolen or his work stolen.
Yeah.
And then he reveals that in 2005 he made 4 album covers, painted 4 album covers for Sony Music in France. Yeah. And these are compilations of funk, jazz, electronic funk and soul classics. Okay, now they're called the legacy of funk, the legacy of jazz, the legacy of electronic funk, legacy of soul. If you look up those record covers, you'll immediately recognise them. And it's not just they've copied the look of the kind of wanted poster look.
I'm looking at it now.
It's the font
ridiculous.
And everything, and the colour scheme. The colour scheme is exactly stolen. The Lando one, the Han one. The electronic, the Kira one is the electronic funk one.
The worst bit is the brown paper effect around.
The wanted poster effect. The kind of old. When you were a kid and you used to cover your paper in coffee to make all your homework look old.
Whoever directed this just sort of ripped it off, or under a panic or something, and just went.
I reckon those records, those CDs, some of them were on the guy's desk, at the art department in Lucasfilm, and they literally look. We've all done it, man. We've all plagiarised. I mean, look, me and you are both working in the creative thing, okay?
No, there's a difference between that. There's I
remember one time, you sent me a design, and I was like, I can totally see where he got that from. He literally, I could totally see something that you sent me something, and I recognised it immediately as a different brand's take on things. So but it was inspiration. It wasn't like a like for like rip off. He weren't copying all the colours and stuff.
Well, you have to do.
But it was definitely inspired
from a creative perspective. Every day where we work in the creative industry, it's impossible. I'm telling you this now. This is a fact. You cannot design something brand new at all. It's impossible. What you do is you take a little bit of inspiration here, a little bit of inspiration from over there, and you kind of merge these things together to create a new essence of something, or a new aesthetic or something. But it's very, very, very rare to create something unseen before,
unique,
visually, creatively. And that's how we work. We do a bunch of inspiration. We'd spend a couple of weeks just looking at stuff and talking about the art direction, ripping it apart, deconstructing it, putting it all back together, and then at the end of it, you've got something a little bit new, unique, or something a little bit different for that particular brand or product or whatever we're designing it for. But it's all kind of embedded in these various different paths of inspiration. But this flipping solo poster thing is a clear rip-off. And you can see it. I'm looking at them now, and you're right. The brown paper around the text, the font is the same, the colourways are the same. And do you know what? Even the detail of the Solo logo is the same grey to the legacy of text above the various jazz record sleeves. It's incredible.
Yeah.
So whoever art directed that, designed that, has been sacked, and they wouldn't even be able to put it in their portfolio, mate, because I'd never take them on.
No.
Let me.
Well, you know what? Subsequently, since that news has broke, and there's been all the public awareness about this, they have reissued the posters. They've redesigned them by taking away all the lettering, and they've gone back to their original painting that goes inside the lettering. They've stripped it out of the lettering, so it's now not as obvious a copy, but obviously the colour scheme is exactly the same as it was.
And
so
I think for the
it's still
the better, mate. I quite like it
for the better, but they got caught out and they've gone they haven't really addressed it.
You hear the latest on the you hear the latest on the posters, so they've had to do a new release.
No. Why?
So you know all the gun stuff in America.
Yeah, the gun violence, like the Florida attack.
Yeah, so because of
which one is it this week? Fucking, if you live in America, stop shooting people, man. It's fucking crazy.
Right.
Just stop being twats. Fucking stop killing each other, you fucking idiots.
21st century and all that.
Anyway, sorry.
Don't start me on a rant with that. Anyway,
we had. Do you remember when we were at Kit School and some guy walked into that school in Dunblane and shot a load of children? They literally they stopped. They banned guns the next day.
No, too right.
That's
how
the UK.
It should be. That's how it should bloody be.
They stand behind it over there.
So this is the thing, right? So all of that's going down. So when they re-released the posters and took all the big text off and all that, they had Han Solo with his gun pointing, right? And then Kira with her gun sort of up by her face like that, and then you got Lando sort of pointing his gun from his hip and shit. Since all that,
Chewie's got his gun in his hands.
Yeah, since all that furore with the gun violence politics and all that over in America, they've repainted the arms holding the guns and just painted the guns out. Painted the guns out. You can
Are you
see
kidding?
I'm not joking.
I haven't seen
if
this.
If you go to MovieWeb,
oh my god, I see what you mean.
So they've painted
that looks really weird.
You can see
come on now, guys. It's a fucking laser fucking pistol. It's a fucking ray gun.
What makes me if you go to the Solo poster, just Solo on his
Christ. Own. I know, he just looks confused.
The arm looks like it's been rushed. Look at the detail on that leather. It's just like someone's plonked a new arm on him. It's hilarious.
They've taken all their fucking weapons away. That looks so stupid. I really think that's too far.
They'll take the CGI guns and violence out of the whole film.
That's stupid. Exactly. I mean, where do you draw the line? What do you do? Do you go back through New Hope and you fucking take away all of the shooting and stuff in that?
Yeah.
It's fucking fantasy. It's a fucking fantasy science fiction film. They don't shoot bullets at each other. And also, it's not like they're fucking... Oh, God. It's the film is called Star Wars. What are you gonna? The word war is in the fucking title.
Star Piece. Let's rebrand it to Star
People.
Piece.
Star Friends.
Star Friends.
Oh my god, I can't believe these. I'm just looking at these posters now, and they look so
boring.
It just looks wrong. It just looks stupid. Han Solo looks like he's about to he's being punched or something. Han Solo's iconic pose is. He's got his hand in the back there. He's got one arm stretched forward. He's looking down the barrel of the gun. It's how we've all seen him do it. Harrison Ford do it in A New Hope, and again in The Force Awakens. It's absolutely ridiculous. I can't believe it. We must talk about this on our Instagram. We'll share this. I cannot believe. Thanks for bringing that to my attention, mate. That's fucking stupid.
It is.
Seriously, guys. With all due respect to the victims of the Florida massacre, just seriously? I mean, seriously? Do you really think the fucking families will go, yes, that's right, we want all of the laser pistols from Star Wars removed? I mean, what on earth are they thinking? Everybody's just... trying to
tiptoeing. They're tiptoeing on.
Tiptoeing around needlessly.
Yeah.
Around things. I mean, like, if.
But
I don't even know where to draw the line, man.
The other thing I've just noticed, the ones with the guns, they're Spanish posters. Oh, no, they're all Spanish posters. They're all Spanish.
They're all Spanish
So
posters.
the other thing I've just
fucking
noticed.
Spanish anyway, so how's it even relevant?
So the other thing I've just noticed, mate, on every single poster, in the background there's a tower. So Han's got a tower in the background, Chewie's got some weird tower in the background, Lando to the left of him up on that mountain there's a tower, Kira's got this tower in the background. They're all different. What's that about? Is there a connection there? What's going on with that? They're all different planets. I'm just saying, it's a rhetorical
They are all
question.
different planets. I mean, presumably they're all their home worlds, okay? So Lando's one looks like, I think that's Kessel.
Right.
Personally, I think all the train scenes you see, all the mountains, all of the kind of cable car things going on, that the snow, that's Kessel, I reckon. Chewie's one, I've got no idea. Probably
that's not.
No, I don't. Unless it's been industrialised.
Probably Imperial prison.
It does look like a work camp or something, some kind of like dig or something. Corellia for Han Solo, without a doubt. And I'm not sure about Kira, but yeah, again, she kind of looks like she comes from some sort of ocean world.
How long have we got now before this film comes out? Was it end of March? So April, May.
It's almost 2 months.
Wow.
Almost 2 months. Have you seen that beautiful cardboard display, like cinema lobby display for the film?
Yeah, I have. Yeah,
they've recreated the actual cockpit of the Millennium Falcon. You can sit there with all of the cutouts. I am getting slightly excited for this film now. I just wish it was here already now. I am. I've started seeing all the kind of books starting to come out now. So you're going to start seeing the visual dictionary appearing.
Lando Glover.
As usual.
Lando Glover? That's his new name. That's his
Lando
second.
Glover? His name's not Glover, mate. It's Donald Glover, right?
Donald.
Lando Glover.
What, is that his name? Donald Glover.
Donald Glover? Yeah. Not
Anyway,
Danny Glover. Donald Glover. We're always getting them muddled up.
His costume looks amazing. I love his costume.
It does.
It looks great.
Yeah.
I love his orange belt.
His facial expression on he's got that lovely kind of like scarf thing on as well. The cape, it's absolute class. The costumes on this have been really well done. I loved how all the fanboys, all the homemade posters feature them wearing these costumes that are really similar to what they wear in the other films.
Do you think he's going to try and mimic Billy D?
Yeah, of course he will.
Do you reckon?
Because you can't just come in there with a fresh. Yeah, it's not like James Bond where you can give it your own. You give it your own take on it.
Daniel Craig's going to do another James Bond,
what's gone before,
which is stupid.
I know. Danny Boyle's directing. Did you know about this?
Danny Boyle, that's going to be crazy, isn't it?
Danny Boyle's writing and directing.
Yeah.
Guarantee. So that's confirmed. Welcome to the Star Wars podcast discussing James Bond films.
I was just looking at...
Talking of which, I have done that actually professionally. You know that, guys. Podcasters Royale.
I'm doing one. I'm doing a Harry Potter podcast.
Really? What's this? Hey, it's moonlighting.
You
haven't got any fucking time to do our fucking podcast. You find time to do your Harry Potter one.
I've been asked to jump on
Are you doing that at 6:30 in the morning as well? Really?
I've been asked to jump on and be a guest for a Harry Potter podcast in America, so I don't know what time I'm going to have to sync that one up, but yeah, it'd be an interesting...
Wow, that'd be good. That'd be good, man.
Take on things, but yeah, just a one-off, and I thought, why not jump into the Potter world? I wish you'd like.
Yeah, why not, man? Why not?
I'm just going back to Rebels, where Billy D returned as Lando in the Rebel series. Did you see that episode?
Yes, I did.
He looks.
Well, I didn't watch the whole episode, to be quite honest with you. I watched the clips with Billy D.
His costume's not great in that. He's got a medallion on, and he's got his hair.
His costume in that is, I believe, if I'm not mistaken, his costume in that is based on the original concept drawings for Lando's costume.
So I assume all of this stuff comes after Han Solo film. Must do.
No, I reckon... Yes, sorry, the Rebels... I think it's set before Rebels, this film. This Han Solo film. Actually, that's a good point. Do you reckon we're going to get Rebels stuff in this movie? Like, the Ghost and all that again? Because I reckon it's about the same timeline, isn't it? We said it's about 4 years before A New Hope.
I've so much so that Sky has now taken it off TV, so I can't even go and rewatch stuff. So I'm just waiting for
I happen to know how it ends. I mean, I know what happens.
I don't want to know. So I'm kind of like, I know too much.
Yeah, it's not quite the big sort of finish everyone expected, I don't think.
Well, I think there's going to be...
Usually when a show like that comes to an end, they have to sort of literally...
I guess the surviving characters will probably have their own spin-off films and all this sort of stuff. I mean, I'll be honest.
Well, that's what I mean. They'll feed all everything back in...
There's a problem.
Ahsoka film? Fuck off, really?
Mate, she's rated... You know StarWars.com do that and vote for your favourite character, kill the other characters off?
Yeah.
She's voted as the most popular female character pretty much year on, year out. Like, people love her.
Well, I reckon she might get an appearance in a film, but I don't think they give her a film.
Well,
I mean, maybe later down the line, if they're going to make like 20 Star Wars films,
it's going to be like Avengers.
We'll perhaps get her
coming out next month. That's going to be sick. I like all that Avengers
stuff. I can't keep up with fucking superhero stuff. I did start watching Wonder Woman the other day, though.
Yeah,
I thought I put that
DC,
on, and I
don't like DC. Not a fan.
Well, it wasn't intentional. I just turned on the telly and Wonder Woman was on, so I just stayed in front of it for about 20 minutes. Thought, I can see why this is so popular, but not my cup of tea, really. Just all men in fucking pants running around. It's not right. It doesn't make any sense, does it? Fucking men in pants.
I know. I saw you watching Rick and Morty for the first time the other day. What did you think?
Well, unfortunately, I started with just some random episode, like in season 2.
You got to go back. Have you got Netflix? Have you got
Netflix?
Got
no fucking idea. Yeah, I do.
You need to start episode 1. It's just one big story, and all like it's not like Family Guy.
Well, that explains why I couldn't understand what the fuck was going on. I was like, okay, so they could like change their destiny, or if something goes wrong, they could just create an alternative universe. It's a multiverse thing, right?
Mate, so like, I'm aware of that. I was watching one last night on the train home, and it was this guy. Rick, the granddad. He puts this pink thing in a TV, skybox, and it gives them infinite channels for every different universe out there. So
multiverse, right? Yeah.
They're just flicking through these TV shows, and it's just like these 1-minute clips of various things, and every single one of them made me laugh, and every single one made me think of you. For example, there's a universe where everyone eats shit for breakfast in a bowl. So,
right. Okay. And why does that make you think of me? I've never eaten shit.
Because at that time we went to the bar, and you chatting that girl up, talking about that German woman that eats poo. She loves it.
Oh God, what's her name? Not the girl. What's that fucking German woman?
It's the worst let's talk about her. I've ever heard.
Let's talk about her.
No, I'm not going to talk about that on the show. It's disgusting.
This
is a warning. No,
star. I'm literally.
I'm not talking about this on the show.
No.
It was the worst chat-up line I've ever heard. We got to the bar.
Veronica Moser.
Yeah, don't Google it.
Her name's Veronica Moser.
No, don't, John.
Okay, Google her. Don't look her up at work.
Don't do anything with her.
There's an interview with her on YouTube. It's clean. There's no nudity in it or anything. It's literally just her talking to camera with subtitles because she's German.
It's disgusting.
And she describes her career in making scat pornography. And I'd never heard of her before, but this video came up with this woman just talking on YouTube. And
you Googled it, mate.
I can't remember how I got to it, but you know, at the end of a video, it plays and automatically plays another one. It came up in the sidebar or whatever. Yeah. And I was like, But yeah, this woman talks in detail about her experiences eating shit. Like, and how much... She said, like, it took me about 2 years to finally manage to keep shit down. But after about 2 years of eating people's shit and swallowing it and trying not to vomit.
I don't think we can do this.
When you watch the video, you'll start to feel sick because she's describing in detail how much she enjoys filling herself up with shit. It's the most disgusting thing, but look her up. Veronica Moser.
Don't look her up.
You can look her up if you want to. It's a free fucking world. We're not going to go and stick in videos on Instagram. We'll leave it out there for you to look her up if you want. Anyway, so I'm talking to this woman in a bar about Veronica Moser, am I?
That's chat.
I think she's a fascinating woman, but I don't want to smell her breath. You know what I mean? Fucking hell.
Halitosis and a half. And waking up next to that.
God.
Anyway, mate. On that, mate.
Keep all the messages coming in, guys. Thanks for staying in touch with us. By the way, a lovely girl called Lulu got in touch. She wants to know, genuinely, where did we get our theme music from? We fucking made the theme music,
you
babe.
You made the music. You're amazing.
Cut it together. But look, if you want a copy of it, just let us know. We'll send you like a long cut version of it.
Yeah, for sure.
Putting that
Release
together.
It in the
all right.
charts.
I've been John Galantini.
I've been Jig Gay.
And may the force be with you. Bye.